Happy Friday. It's your girl, Toy.
It's your girl, Bree Central.
It's me, Shay.
And I'm J Star.
And this is How We Living.
My body is begging and pleading for you to love me right. Love me right. Just like an addict, I'm fiending. I want the real thing, no treatment. Tell you tonight.
Enjoyed our last episode, part 2 of Boundaries, where we spoke on communication and expectations. And in this episode, we're going to be talking Boundaries, part 3, Revoke and Dissolve. But before we get into the show, we are going to do our promotion of the day. And today I'm going to be promoting a hair braider by the name of Bree. Her Instagram is Bree.thebraider. She does everything from knotless braids, box braids. She does locks. So you guys can go ahead and head over to her Instagram. Link will be in the description.
Awesome. Not the description.
Okay, guys, we're gonna get into the fishbowl. I'm guessing.
Okay.
So one of our favorite parts of the show. Let's see, what is it today,
Let's say, what are we eating today? Are we gonna starve or we gonna get food?
Let us eat.
All right. Question number 1. Say you're independently wealthy and don't have to work. What would you do with your time? That's a good question.
Oh, right off the bat, I already know what I'm going to do. I've planned this out many times.
She said I was meant to be a housewife. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay, so funny time really quick. I say that all the time when I'm getting ready for work. I literally say, what is life? I was not meant to work. I was meant to head and oversee and manage a household. I didn't say cook and clean. I said manage a household. And then when she get in, hey, April, today, I'm gonna need you to make sure the living room is good in A1 because we have a dinner party coming up. I was meant to manage a household. But anyway, so if I was independently wealthy, I literally want to put my money back into the community, meaning that it's so many abandoned churches that could literally be shelters. There's so many laundromats in communities where if I could, I would make that laundromat accessible and more affordable for people to wash their clothes. I don't even know if I can go so far as to say free, but
You got to make a profit somewhere.
I got to turn a profit some kind of way, but like I really want it to be super affordable. You also want to protect people, so now you got to pay for security. But like it's just too many abandoned buildings in the neighborhood. It's not enough. It's too many people on the street.
Exactly.
Literally, I would take that money and put it back in my community. I want to make my community accessible, safe, and worth living in. I don't want people shouldn't have to go all the way out to find somewhere safe to live or find somewhere to go.
Right.
It's no party places that's close by for kids.
No.
There are no. I can't stress this. There are no shelters here, and I don't like seeing homeless people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it should be in that shelter. It should be access to clean water, food, safe place to sleep, resources to help get you back on your feet, how to do a resume, how to interview, places that hire you. If you don't have an education, like how to get that started. Money needs to go back into our community.
Period.
That's what I would do.
Okay. Probably record songs all day.
You do that anyway.
And I would write like stories. And I wouldn't have to worry about like going to work, even though I work weekends, but still. I wouldn't have to worry about going to punch somebody's clock. Like, I would just do what I love to do. And even if my music don't even like get big, it's just what I love to do. I love to sing. I love to write. So I literally would do that. And of course I'd be shopping. So yeah.
Of course I'd be shopping.
And get your traveling in.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
Leads to
I want you
me.
gonna take me on my yacht party.
Yacht party.
I got you.
She
Coming
will
up.
buy it.
On deck.
Yeah.
On deck.
I think for me, I think I'll be a little bit more selfish and invest in myself, and kind of along the lines of what you're doing. That one thing I've always wanted to do, whether it'd probably be dance, cause y'all know my kids. Like, we'll be out here. We gonna be in everybody's tap, jazz, contemporary. We gonna be in here like doing some of everything, like living our best life.
She dancing in here, y'all.
Literally living our best life in it.
It was her being. She could have been
Dramatic.
mute. She could have been mute, and I would have still known what she was saying.
But I think that's what I would do. Now, like, speaking on like your dream, I wouldn't have that dream because it's yours, and more than likely I'm going to be a part of it.
You so right. I'm like, Bria, come on, girl, we got to feed these people.
Right.
But when thinking about that, it's like you want to give so much back to the community, but I feel like you would need to set again some type of boundaries. Like, hey, I'm going to give you this place. You have 3 to 6 months. I'm going to help you get on your feet, and after that,
I'm staying in home.
well, I'm just saying, but in order to really help somebody and invest into their future, get them off the streets and teach them, it's going to take time. You can't do it
Baby,
overnight.
you getting Fortune 500, 90 days. You get 90 days.
Okay, I said 3 months. Okay, so 3 months it is.
I thought she said 6 months. That's what I heard.
I said 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
3 to 6. So 3 months. Hey, and after that 3 months, that's it. You should have all the tools that you need to have in order to sustain your own home, have a job, and things of that nature. So I think that is a very noble thing of you, friend. I'll be glad to help you, and I will teach them dance.
Wait a minute. I was with you to the last part. Okay. For me,
Come on, J-Star.
to be honest, I would literally travel and eat.
Ooh.
That's what I would
I'll be
do.
with her too.
Cause I'm gonna be on a yacht, definitely, and invite you to the party. But no, literally, I would definitely invest in kids. I feel like,
Yeah,
you know, I believe the children are our future.
Teach them.
Literally,
Let them lead
and there's
the
too
way.
many kids out here that just
I heard busting out with sexy chocolate.
Randy and Watson.
just said let them lead the way. Okay, I was trying to hold it in, but I couldn't because I too speak in movie quotes. Anyway, so I really would invest in the children. Kind of like, you know, what we have in our communities now, but a lot of communities are getting away from the Big Brother, Big Sister program.
They are. Because they ain't got them. They ain't got no big brother.
Exactly, because everybody is selfish out here, or something wrong with them. Like, and you can't trust kids with
can't
people
trust
these
them. You
days.
can't trust
And it's sad. So I would definitely invest in the children, you know. Get me out of bed, kids. I'll take care of them, you know, get them on the right track, or try
Yeah,
to,
we
or
gonna
just
take
give
care of
them, you know, some hope that I was once a bad child too, baby. It's okay. You gonna get smacked, right?
I've been perfect my whole life.
No, ma'am.
I'm with Bria. I was good.
Really?
Yes.
I probably got,
Y'all are lying.
They know
I got maybe 2 whole whoopings in my life.
Yeah,
How many should you have gotten?
Right, that's the
How
question.
much was you supposed to get?
Those 2. That's all I needed. I was
gonna
on the
tell that
straight
lie.
and
I'm
narrow. I did what I was supposed to do. And look at me now. Prospering.
Lying.
I sense judgment.
Oh my gosh, yo.
I got my tail tore up.
Me too.
On
did
a
it.
regular.
I got
Good
my tail
grief.
toe up, and that made me want to do right. I ain't want to get my
So I was
toe
just
up.
born right. Look at me. Came out the womb.
Yeah.
Baby, you got to stop lying to yourself
I mean-
like that. You're going to have to stop.
You're doing wrong. You're doing wrong. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next question, okay? What are you passionate about?
Lie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are you passionate about? Bree Central, what are you?
It doesn't even matter. You just shot me down.
Okay, Toy, what you
Next.
Okay, so I'm passionate about my family, my kids,
Definitely.
my husband, but I'm also, like I said before, I'm very, very, very passionate about writing and singing and God.
I am finding passion again. Because I think anything that I was once passionate about, anything that really made me happy, I kind of put on the back burner to take care of everything else other than me. So I'm in a rediscovery phase. So I don't have a exact passion. So I'm just focused on overall growth right now. And I mean, my kid, like really learning her has kind of become my thing. If I could get back into the old me, I would really get back into art. I would like.
You are so talented.
I would love to get back into art. And even not just just basic drawing, but DIYing. Because I love to tear some stuff up and hope it'll work again. Doesn't always happen, but that would be me. Yeah.
You sound like my cousin. He took everything apart and would get in trouble too. And they'd be like, "Why you do that?" I just want to see how it worked. Oh.
The face. Passionate. Let's see. I am very passionate about building strong bonds, and I say that, and I'm very passionate about the type of person I'm putting out there. I'm very passionate about the type of person I want my child to grow up to be. Not exactly who I don't want to build her into a person. I want her to grow into that person. So I want to give her strong ties and strong upbringings, and so that she can put her best strong self out there. I want to make sure that when I'm allowing or giving myself the freedom to be there for people within those boundaries, that I'm making sure when I'm being there for them, that I'm giving them the necessary tools they need to have that strong person out there. I want to make sure that I have strong people around me, that way when I need to lean on them, and them, me, it's a whole person I'm leaning on, and it's a whole person that they're leaning on. I don't want to put more hurt and pain and destruction out there.
Right.
So I'm very passionate about building a whole healthy me, and making sure I'm helping people build whole healthy them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense because I'm really there with you. I'm passionate about people. If you've known me for a little while, I love you like I've known you for a long while. Like legit, I am really passionate about people, and so especially my family and friends, like I am very passionate. Like sometimes I might be a little too passionate, I get that a lot. Like
She can be mean.
I get that sometimes, and it's not that I'm being mean though, it's legit passion. Because no, we're not doing that. We gonna do this though, or no, I don't want you to make that decision for yourself. And sometimes you have to let people do it, but if you can prevent something, why not? You can tell. I can share my story. I can share what I've been through. Hopefully, it'll help you. I can share what so and so been through without saying so and so's name, but it's just the situation. But you can't make them drink.
You know what?
That was the clean version.
Hey, and I made sure I stuck with the clean version.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it. So yeah.
But any other time.
Okay.
Anywho. And so we are now going to jump into our third installation of these boundaries. Revoking and dissolving. When to let go and let God.
Let go.
Cut it off.
Turn him loose.
Snip, snip.
Oh, y'all are so terrible.
Okay. So go ahead.
You want to have healthy boundaries, right? And so when you set those healthy boundaries and you have them in place, Then you get to make those decisions whether you're going to, dissolve the relationship if they're repeat offenders. What do I mean by repeat offenders? You've drawn the line, right? You've communicated, I don't feel comfortable when you give me shoulder massages that I didn't ask for. Right? And I'm talking about this because it's a thing.
Okay.
I caught that.
I caught it, but
Thank you. Anyways,
You know your
so
shoulder was
no, it wasn't. It wasn't in the slightest bit. But after you told them what your boundary was and they keep crossing that boundary, you have to make a decision because now you're uncomfortable all the time around that person. And in order for you to be comfortable, because we all don't like to be uncomfortable, you have to let them know, I got to cut you off. But you don't necessarily have to tell them. Your actions can tell them, or you can have that conversation. Listen, I've asked you repeatedly not to do X, Y, Z. I don't know if you didn't hear me or if you just don't care. Or maybe it's just hard for you to change. Whatever the reason is, I can't deal with it anymore. This will be the end of our friendship or relationship or whatever it is.
I don't think someone is necessarily owed an explanation, but
Not really.
I do think you should give an explanation. And I say that because coming on, what if you're on that opposite end and someone just randomly say ghosted you and you never know why? That stuff can kind of eat at you. And you'll think, okay, you had this really good relationship with this person and then now they don't want to talk to me. So it's like, what did I do?
What happened?
And that type of stuff can mentally torment somebody.
Right, and it can.
So I feel like if you're going to dissolve whatever friendship, relationship, or whatever it is, to say your piece.
I feel like, and this is just me, I guess it depends on who it is.
Right.
Well, okay, it does depend on the situation. It does depend on,
Because if it's somebody that I don't necessarily talk to on a regular basis, if I have already told you that this is making me uncomfortable, if I've times and said, hey, I don't like this. So I guess it depends on who it is. Like if it was a close friend that I was friends with, then yes, I think they deserve that conversation. But if it's just some random, like, say if it's like a coworker or something that I don't really talk to, no, I'm just going to stop talking to you and you figure it out.
That is a boundary in and of itself to me. I mean, I've talked to you till I'm blue in the face. I have drawn that line. I've drawn the line. I've explained the line. I've pointed to the line. I've bolded the line, italicized the line, underlined the line, and you still
Not
underline the line, and you still don't give it. You still don't care. So, what more explanation are you owed? Like, what more do you need? You see how I'm still overextending myself for you? Like, we're talking about revoking dissolve. Like, that's it. That's
Just
it.
let it go. Cut it off.
We can turn them loose. It's done.
Loose hair now.
It's done. Because I don't understand how much you want me to keep giving.
That sends me to, there is a difference, right, between setting boundaries with people and setting boundaries with narcissists. Whole nother ballpark.
Absolutely.
Okay, come on. I'm ready.
So, when you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist, basically their way of thinking, their behaviors, they don't have empathy for what they've done to you to make you feel the way you feel. That's your problem. That's your issue. I'm perfectly fine. I didn't do anything wrong. Why can't you see it from my perspective? Right? So you can't get through to them. So you have to be concrete with a narcissist. You will not talk to me in that manner. You cannot share that information. You will not. Like, these have to be absolutes when you're dealing with a narcissist. There is no gray area. There is no treading lightly. You have to be bold.
What is a healthy way to do that? Because I'm just shy of popping you in your mouth. I don't understand. Like, it's hard to deal with somebody who has narcissistic tendencies or just flat out is a narcissist. And it's like, how does just me get, like, in a positive way where, no one is walking away physically
Angel. Hugs.
You know, because
Dealing with a narcissist is frustrating.
It is.
Very much so.
Very frustrating because it's like you're constantly telling this person, this is how you make me feel, and then they're making you feel like your feelings doesn't matter at all. So
I'm sorry.
no, that's it.
I'm
That's all.
saying in that case, that will be a case for me to just, you know what, we're gonna just kind of cut that off.
Dissolve.
I will dissolve it very quickly. Won't have a conversation with you because, again, I've overextended myself. Now I've had to deal with the narcissist in the workplace, and unfortunately, I still had to communicate because our jobs depend on one another communicating. But it just never it just didn't. Like every now and then we may have a little blip of light and then immediately his tendencies come out.
Yep.
They come out via email, via conversation, and that's that time where I don't have to have any type of communication with you.
And I was giving the worst advice at the time. I was like, go on, pop them in the mouth. Like, it's time to go ahead and put hands.
Literally.
It was time.
It's time for Johnny to catch these hands.
You know, and a part of that journey, that whole person I want to put out is learning how to come to those obstacles and not have to feel like I got to put my hands on anybody and not even just physically putting your hands on, but feeling like you have to go there. Sometimes you allow people to take you there, and I have stepped outside of myself when I was going off on somebody and was like, whoa, girl.
Did you say that?
You're a terrible woman. Terrible. Like, who talks like that? I'm like, who does that? And I've watched myself, literally stood out and watched the maniac. And I'm like, that's who you put, that's what you're putting out there. That's the person you're putting out there. That's what you want? So I'm like, I need to be able to draw that line and express that line without putting that maniac out there. Because that's not the person I want to present. That's not who I am. That's a place I went to that I'm trying not to go back to. How do you stop that? When you talk about it, I don't know how to stop.
Like Bria said, because I've been in this situation where it's just like you just gotta cut communication. It's like I can't successfully communicate with you because nothing I say is get to you, and then whatever I say, you twist it and turn it.
You combat it regardless.
Yeah,
You
so
listen
it's
to
like,
respond and not listen to understand.
right.
And that's all it is. So yeah, there's just different situations that we come across. There are some signs of healthy boundaries, and that's being able to be vulnerable and also not being used in that vulnerability, or, you know, allowing someone to take advantage and not being able to set that boundary of, okay, this is too much. So when you're able to be vulnerable and still maintain your boundary, that's a healthy boundary. When your self-esteem is high, right, and your self-respect is there, it's harder for people to cross those healthy boundaries. It's when you lack those things where it's easier for people to overstep your boundaries. Also, when you prioritize time for yourself, it doesn't give a lot of room for other people to utilize your time. Because you've set this time for myself, and you or no one else is going to cross this time. My phone is on silent. Please don't knock on my door because my phone's on silent.
Right.
And you didn't communicate that you were coming. And if you did, I didn't respond. So I need this time for me.
Right.
So they can't infringe on that. And that's a healthy boundary that you've set. And then only taking on the responsibilities that you can handle.
Don't overextend.
Don't overextend and exert yourself. And when you're able to do that, you know that's a healthy boundary. You don't feel drained. You don't feel tired. You don't feel sluggish because you're too busy doing for everyone else and not yourself.
And you also don't feel Oh my gosh.
What's the word?
What is the word?
What's the word?
You don't feel
Guilty.
guilt.
Okay.
There we
I
go.
was trying.
Man. Who?
It's always
It's the lack to set those boundaries and then not feel guilty to where you end up going back on the boundaries that you set for yourself.
That's it. Yes.
Then you know it's healthy. But if you feel like you have to, I said this, but let me go back because now I feel bad. No.
Because do you know if you set a boundary and you yourself break it, that gives people carte blanche to just
Free range.
if you ain't gonna respect your boundaries,
Right.
I ain't got to either. So you gonna keep these kids or not?
Just be shy.
You gonna pick me up or not? So you ain't gonna come get me from work.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And then
So I had money. Like all of these things
Yeah.
That's true.
that, you know.
Because they ain't gonna take you seriously if you ain't taking your own boundaries seriously. They ain't gonna take it seriously.
No.
And also, which I'm proud of, when you're learning to say no, and you don't feel bad about saying no. That's a healthy boundary, and you know that you've stood in that boundary, right? Because it's dang, I feel bad. I told them no. Maybe I need to call them back and just say I'll just do a little bit. But no, we got to stick to that no and be okay with that no. So that's when you know it's a healthy boundary for yourself.
And me learning to say no, when I say it has freed up so much of my time. And I realize how much time I actually have in the day.
Yep.
And so much time to the point that I don't even want to leave the house. I'm at home a lot now because I don't have to rip and run and do this for this person, take this person over here, go help this person do this. Like, I actually have some time to where I'm almost idle in thought. So now I need to kind of refuel myself to do something because I'm so used to doing something for somebody else. And I was like, okay, now what? Like, I'm at home. What do you want to do? Okay, so now it's that time for you to guess what? Let's get back into this passion. Let's go dance. Let's go do some artwork. Let's go work out, exercise, mentally stimulate myself. Find a book to read all the way through.
Those little things that have been your
Lost
book.
in Love. Volume 1 available on Amazon. Thank you.
You better plug.
I was like, wait a minute, ooh, plug. But it's for me, like I said, it's like the newfound time, but it's the forgotten projects.
That part.
The forgotten project. The doorknob has been off of a door in my house for so long.
I was gonna say nothing.
Shut up. And I was like, bruh, why haven't you put this doggone doorknob on? I got time. What a screwdriver.
Exactly.
Okay, YouTube. How do you put on a doorknob?
Yes.
Like, I have time for the projects. I got a bookshelf. I need to all the stuff that was irritating me that I walked through my house and saw that was just adding to the stress. It'd be the small stuff.
Yep.
Do you know how happy to turn that doorknob? When I say I twist in and out the door. Cause I can.
Yes.
Who put that door? I
did that.
I put that doorknob on there. That's me. That's all me. So
Me in the workplace, I guess it was something for me, it was hard for me to say no, because I was afraid of retaliation. Like, you can't work this extra shift, then, I just felt like, it was going to be some retaliation. But now it's like, you text me, no, I can't. I'm busy. Even though I ain't doing nothing, I ain't coming in. But no. Like, they text me, I'm texting back no before they can even finish saying what they need to say. But at one point, it was really hard for me to say no. Because I felt guilty. I felt bad. I'm like, oh. And I always thought about the patients. And like, oh. But then now it's
like
just
they need
like,
somebody to take care of it.
Yeah, and then now it's just like, if I don't feel appreciated in what I do, I'm not going to overextend myself anymore. So, no.
I think I learned that too when it came to the job. I give everybody know me, like I used to work at Target, and I worked at Target for a really long time, and I would legit stay extra shifts, go in early, to the point where I was like crying at work. When I say crying, I mean like over in the little girl section, like, I don't want to do this. Why did I agree to this? Knowing you don't want to be here, calling my mom, yeah, come get me. And I just left.
I must didn't come to work with you that day.
You did, and you worked every job with me. And that particular day, you were not with me. And I was so over it. And that's when I decided to just,
let me owe me a check. They got so much name out of me.
They just don't know it.
I ain't got nothing to do. I'm finna go to work with my friend. I'm literally doing. You should have applied for the job.
She has literally been at every job with me.
Every job. Working with my friend.
But not getting paid.
But not getting paid.
Oh, Lord.
We don't work for free, man.
No ma'am. No ma'am. Okay, so when we also have a strong sense of identity and direction, then, you know, we know that our boundaries that we're setting are for ourselves, and also we don't change to fit someone else. Mm-hmm. Because we know what direction we're going in. We know who we are, and we don't have to change for that person because we're confident in who we are and the direction that we're going in. So that helps you with those healthy boundaries as well. And then also just clearly communicate your needs and wants, your priorities, and then at the bottom, you know,
it's okay to put yourself first. It is okay to say no, and it is okay to remove people that have created obstacles for you and prevent you from your actual growth. It's okay. Everybody, what they say, people be around for a season and a reason.
in a lifetime.
Yep, and it's okay.
Know the difference.
Not everybody gonna be a root. Let them go.
When that season change, let that leaf blow away.
Like that.
It's some leaves out here.
It
some
is.
branches out here.
And it's perfectly fine.
And it's okay.
It
Because
is
all
okay.
of those were a part of the tree at some point.
Exactly.
And they were beautiful parts.
Exactly.
Because those branches held stems, and those stems had leaves, and you needed all of those. But that season is over. We need new ones, okay? Now everybody's meant to be a root. See, that root pulls nutrients to the tree so that you can grow new branches and leaves, okay? So your roots, those are who I aspire to be. Those are who I want around me. I want people rooted. Keep me grounded. Keep me whole. Keep me healthy. But like, what I need people to realize, what I myself had to realize, is everything starts with you. It starts with me. If I don't treat me with love, care, and respect, I won't get that love, care, and respect from other people. I decide how you treat just me. It starts with how I treat me. So when you know that, you stand on that, people stand on that.
Yeah. And I also just want to say really quickly that it is okay to terminate, revoke, whatever you want to say, the relationship if that person cannot respect your boundaries. And it's okay to move on and not feel guilty about it. Do you. Live how you live.
Choose you.
Choose you.
That takes me to the quote of the day, guys. That literally pushes into the quote of the day. And it's to fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness.
Yes.
That's by Robert Marley.
Okay, Robert.
To fall in love with yourself.
Self.
Is the first secret. Don't nobody know that.
It's a secret.
Don't nobody know
It's a
that.
secret.
Shh.
We tell
But
it
I'ma tell y'all
today.
anyway.
Right.
It's about Marley.
Girl, I don't know Robert.
You don't know Robbie. You know Robbie.
That's a good quote there.
Robert said to fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. And baby, I plan to choose happiness every day.
Every day.
I'm going to bet on me.
Choose
Absolutely.
me.
I'm learning to love myself every day.
Please do.
Every day.
Starting to love the image that I'm looking at. Because I swear, before, that mirror image was not it. That was not Brees and Trail. And it was just...
Who was looking at you?
Girl, I don't know. Because what I saw, when looking back at me, we was kind of in competition. I was looking over my shoulder trying to figure out who that was.
You in competition with you?
That's the only competition you
Why
need,
you
baby.
got to be in so much competition with me? I cook better than you.
Cook better than you. I could not.
I'm hungry. Okay.
It's time to
Y'all
go.
are terrible.
It's time to go.
That brings us to the end of our episode, the end of our series for boundaries. And we hope that you guys enjoy this series. We will be coming back with a new series. We'll keep you guys updated on that. And does anybody have anything else? If And remember to
Live how you live.